Logger John, brought to you by Big J's Beans, the logger's choice. They're even good cold. Hello folks, it's Logger John here, and it's Wednesday, May the 8th. I'm up at the lake here. I decided to come up here after work and cut a bit of wood. It's a beautiful day. There's a few black flies out, but they're not too bad. Looks a little different since the last time I was up here and made a video. But I came up and I got an order for a full cord of wood of small stuff, so I'm gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it, but I thought I was done cutting wood. But we got one load here, and I'm gonna cut down a few more just over there, and there's a couple, maybe one there. So this guy, he mostly wants maple. Hey folks, it's Logger John here, and it's Sunday, May the 12th. It's Mother's Day. It's kind of been a cloudy day. It's a little bit cool all day actually. Looks like it's going to rain tonight. I'm just down here at the wood pile, and my video I made this week, I did some wood cutting up at the lake, and I didn't make any more video that night because my camera died, but I did get a couple loads of wood cut and brought it home. And as you can see, I worked on that yesterday. Got it all split up and stacked up here. There's a full cubic cord right there. It's actually missing. I'm lacking a few, believe it or not, I'm lacking a few pieces of wood here, about maybe, I don't know, maybe a dozen sticks to finish this row. There's still a little bit up in the woods to get. Might try to get that this week. I couldn't fit it on the truck that night, and like I said, my battery died in my camera, so I couldn't continue the video. But I did get home around 8:30 that night. So I ended up with 3 cord for this guy. There's 2 cord there, and then the cord that I brought home this week and cut and split. As you can see, it's split really fine, a little bit finer than I normally do. Hello folks, Logger John here, and we're back, and we're down here at the fire pit, and I might get it going here. We're going to have a little campfire. It's kind of a weird time to have a campfire in the afternoon, but I just want to get some of this stuff burned out of here that I've been throwing in here all winter. And it's kind of been a cloudy, cool day. I did go see my mom this morning, paid her a visit and brought her some flowers. So I hope everybody out there went and visited their mom if they could. And if not, at least remember their mom. Have some good memories of their mom. Anyways, I'm going to get this going here. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not, but here's my matches. And this thing here is called a Jiffy Light. It's for starting fires. It works really good. All it is wax and wood chips. so we're going to try to get this old fire going here. This stuff's been in here all winter long, so I don't know how dry it is. I'm just going to put this down in here. And I'm going to get out a match. And I don't know if I can do this. Oh, we got to go. There's a... We'll just go down here and light this. Try to light it anyway. It should catch on. There it goes. Get some... Once it gets going here, it should go. I don't know how much, like I said, I don't know how wet this wood is. I just want to get the fire bit cleaned out a little bit. This is throwing this stuff in here all winter. All the scrap pieces of wood. And I made this campfire pit quite a few years ago. Can't really see it, but it's ringed with rocks, of course. But I took I'll go around here out of the smoke. I took a metal drum and I cut it in half, and I buried it down in the ground a bit, and then I ringed it with just some stones I found around. So it works pretty good. Kind of windy today, so it should be okay though. We haven't got a fire ban on here yet in this part of the country. I imagine pretty soon, if it starts to get dry, that we'll have a fire ban, but the forecast calls for a bit of rain this week, so as you can see, those fire starters work pretty good. It's pretty easy to make. If you have some old wax candles, just melt them and get some wood chips. I get them from a local place down here in the town down below. They sell them down here. And you don't need paper or kindling wood. And apparently they're a big seller, and people buy them to start the fires and stuff. So folks, we're back here at the campfire, and as you can see, it's going pretty good. It's burning all this stuff out of here. So I'm back here at the campfire, and believe it or not, it kind of feels good sitting here by the campfire. A little bit chilly today. Hopefully it's going to warm up. Like last weekend was really nice. I thought spring was here, but now I'm not so sure. But I actually did cut the grass again yesterday. One thing that's growing is the grass, but all the local farmers around are kind of getting anxious to get on their land. And I noticed the one neighbor, a farmer down the road here, he's been working up the field this weekend, but kind of anxious to get the crops in. It's been a slow spring coming here.
Hey Pooch. Hey Pooch, where were you hunting? Hey, where were you hunting? Hey, were you hunting? Kind of got a smoky campfire going here. It's not burning too good. Kind of smoky. Hey, where are you going? Who's that coming? Who's that coming?
It's not even a... Oh, there we go. Wow.
Don't bite me! 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 You gonna bite me? Huh? Go get a ball. You got a ball? Go get a ball. That's not a ball. That's not a ball. Does that look like a ball?
Hey Belle, what's going on? I'm just going to go over here. On one of my last videos, I posted some of my tool shed here, my wall of tools, and there's a couple things I showed you, and I want to show you this thing again because I didn't really explain this really well, what this hay loader thing does here. So
in my other video, I'm going to bring it out here so we can see it a little better. In my other video, the actual thing was upside down. So I'm going to try to explain it a little better in this video, because I kind of screwed up the other video because I really didn't know. But so this was inside your barn, the old barns, and it ran up on a track system on here, and it would roll along. These are seized up right now, but these would turn and it would roll on this track. So on my other video I had it upside down. So, well, actually we'll bring it over here to the picnic table. It's kind of a neat piece, actually. I don't know if you can see it any better up there, but that's the way it ran on the track system up at the peak of your barn. This thing actually turns, and down here there's two pulleys on both sides, and I guess the rope would go through here somehow and out this side. So this would run inside your barn up at the peak above your hay mow. So the rope, I guess one of the ropes would go outside your barn and be hooked onto a horse, and you'd bring up the wagon load of hay. It would be loose hay, and they had a thing that they'd put in the hay in the wagon, like a big kind of a fork system, and it would run somehow. So I'm not really 100% sure, but the horse would walk along outside the barn and pull on a rope, and with the pulley system it would pick up the load of hay, the loose hay, and bring it up into the barn. And then there would be a guy inside the barn with a rope, and I don't know if you can really see it, but he would be in there and somehow trip. It would trip this mechanism. There's a mechanism down in there. I'm going to flip this down. Down in the bottom of it, there was some kind of a, you can see these little things here that would trip it. So you drop the load of hay into the mow where you wanted it. This guy with the rope inside the barn, he could pull this along and help maneuver it which one way or the other. And when he pulled the rope, it would let go and trip the load of hay, and it would fall into the mow, and then they'd take it back outside. And that's how that thing worked, kind of. I'm sure there's other people out there that can explain it a little better. And I looked at some dates on here, and this one, there's a thing on here, it says 1907. And then if you look over here, it says 1909. Someplace it says patent in the USA. And then you can kind of make out a name here where it was made. Something, can't quite make it out too good. But anyways, it was quite a piece of technology for the time. And I'm not really sure how they did it. I don't know how they made this piece of equipment without computers and cell phones, but they did it. And it worked. It's seized up right now, like these pulleys are supposed to turn. I've never actually seen one working other than in pictures and stuff, but I'm sure you can look it up on the internet and find out, see one actually working. I don't think too many people use it anymore, but so I just thought I'd clear that up a little better. And actually over here, I'm not sure if this was part of that unit, or this thing in here. I'm going to see if I can get it out here. No, I don't know if I can. I'm not 100% sure if this is what this was used for. If this is what they used to pick up the load of hay with, or what. I'm not really sure what this piece of equipment is. If anybody out there can tell me. I'm going to lay it down here on the ground. I thought maybe they used this on the wagon to pick up the load. There's like a little lever thing here, but so if anybody out there in YouTube land can let me know if this is part of the hay loading system,
of that mechanism over there, that'd be nice to hear from you. And I want to show you this little machine that I showed you in one of my last videos. I didn't really explain it too good. Actually, a mini tractor pulling sled that you can use for the pedal tractors for the kids, or you could hook a bicycle up to it, I guess. It's made out of an old exercise machine. It'll make more sense someday when I get it out. I told you guys I would take it outside so it would make more sense. So this is the machine that was sitting on my counter in my workshop there in one of my videos. And if you're wondering what it is, it's actually a little mini tractor pulling sled that I made about, I'd say 8 or 10 years ago. I made it for my kids when they were young, and they would hook up their bicycles to this, or their pedal tractors or whatever, and have a tractor pulling contest. So if people are not familiar with tractor pulling, this is a weight transfer sled, or people just call it a pulling sled. And this is how it works basically. There's a chain here that you hook up to your whatever you're using to pull, like your bicycle or your pedal tractor, and this pan sits right on the ground. So right now the weight box is back there and it's sitting over the back wheels. So it's actually, the front is really light, so it's really easy to pull. So the whole thing, the whole object of the contest is to see how far you can pull this. And as you're pulling it, the weight moves up. It moves all the way to the front. So all the weight then is sitting on this pan and puts all the weight on the front of the pan and makes it harder to pull. And this does this particular one, the way I made it was I used, this is just whippersnipper line. Goes to a pulley, goes underneath to the back axle. So when you move it, when the wheels go around, this weight box moves up. Right now I just have 3 bricks in it. You can put up to 6 bricks, maybe 9 if you strap them in. You can also put some bricks up here on the pan and make it a little harder to start. So it works just like a real tractor pulling sled. So I don't know if people have any of you guys been to a tractor pull or not, but there is contests around the country, up here in Canada and down in the US. They have antique tractor pulls and truck pulls and modified tractor pulling, and they have a full-size sled that works pretty much the same way this does. So I'm going to demonstrate it here, and I'm going to be the pulling vehicle here. I'm going to pretend I'm a bicycle or a pedal tractor. And I'm going to grab this chain, and as you watch me go along, you'll see that weight box move up to the front here, and it'll put all the weight on the front end of this and make it harder to pull. So here we go. You can see the weight box moving. It's getting heavier as you're going along here. It's getting heavier, and it's getting really heavy now. It's almost to the top. So it's getting to the point where it's almost hard to pull right now. So the whole object of the game is to see who can pull this the farthest. And in this particular pulling sled, I think we figured it out, it was about, I don't know, maybe close to 20 feet for a full pull. So whoever gets to the full pull is the winner, unless there's if there's more than one full pull, they'll have a pull-off contest, and they'll just put more weight on the sled and see who can pull it the farthest. And that's the whole object of the game. So that was the demonstration. I'm going to show you guys again that one more time. So in a real tractor pull, or a truck pull, the tracks are normally about 300 feet for a full pull. And they do have these contests inside arenas too, and the tracks are a little bit shorter, sometimes 150, sometimes 200 feet. But a typical pulling track for the real guys is about 300 feet. I'm going to show you again how this works. Here we go. kind of stuck in the grass. Okay, here we go. Here comes the weight up. Okay, it's getting really hard to pull in there now. So the weight's right to the top. I've actually used this on, I actually hooked my bicycle up to this one time, and I put all the weights I could find on it, and it actually stopped me on the bicycle. Like, it was getting pretty hard to pull. I couldn't pull it much farther. So it's basically taken, you're starting out pulling the thing, it's pulling like a hay wagon, and the time that you're done you're pulling like a bathtub. So it's like putting all the weight on the front of that pan. So in a real tractor pull, they have these weight transfer machines. They're actually, they have enough weight in them to actually stop like a huge modified tractor. Some of the modified tractors have up to 6 engines in them, and so they're topping out with the weight and the weight of the sled and everything at over 70,000 pounds. So I just thought I'd show you guys that. We don't use this much anymore, but it just sits in my shed. But I actually made it out of this part here underneath there. I don't know if you can see, it's got the little wheels. It actually was an old rowing machine, an old exercise rowing machine that I made it out of. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and that's my little pulling sled. And hopefully this summer I'm going to go to a few of the local antique tractor pulls and make some videos of the real tractor pulls. And there's a huge tractor pull coming up in July down here in Castleman, Ontario. And it's a lot of big modified tractors and stuff. I did make a video of it a few years back, so you can check that out. It's Castleman Super Pull. You can check out all the modified tractors and trucks. And so I hope you enjoyed that, and subscribe and leave some comments. I really like reading your comments. And so yeah, it's over and out, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.